morning, everyone, and happy Chanukah. Tonight we begin the 8 nights of Chanukah. The very word Chanukah has three meanings that relate to this holiday, and in the order as they occurred. The first thing is the word Chanukah could be divided into two words, Chanukah, which means they rested on the 25th day of Kislev, which means that today they won the war on the 24th day of Kislev, and tomorrow they rested from their enemy. So Chanukah is Chanukah, they rested on the 25th day. Then the word Chanukah literally means dedication. They rededicated the temple after they captured it back from the Syrian Greeks, and they rededicated the service in the temple. And finally, the third aspect of Chanukah, which is the miracle of the candles burning 8 days. If you take the 5 letters of the word Chanukah, it's an acronym for Chet Nerot, 8 candles, V'halacha, and the law is Kibet Hillel, in accordance to Bet Hillel, which says you increase every night rather than decrease like the opinion of Beit Shammai. There's a very famous question asked by the Beis Yosef, and the question is, the miracle was only 7 days because there was enough oil for day number 1. So why do we celebrate 8 nights of Chanukah? There was 1 cruse of oil. And there are many, many answers to this question. But one answer is as follows. There are 3 types of miracles. You know, they say there are 3 types of people. There are people who make things happen. There are people who watch others make things happen. And then there are people who say, what just happened? So there are 3 types of miracles. There are miracles that God does that we have no involvement in. The sun rose this morning. None of us had anything to do with it. That was God's miracle. We just watch it happen. Then there are miracles throughout history that God asks us to be His messenger to bring about that miracle. Like when God told Moshe, go to Pharaoh and bring the plagues upon Egypt. Or when they came to the sea, God said, tell the Jewish people to travel, and Nachshon and Aminadav went into the water, and then the sea split. That's the second type of miracle. God asks us to be His partner in creating these miracles. But then there's a third type of miracle, which is perhaps the greatest miracle of all. Not that God does it, not that God asks us to do it, we initiate the miracle. And that's the miracle of Chanukah. God didn't come to the Maccabees and say, I want you to go fight the Greeks. They went and initiated a battle to preserve Judaism, and they won the war. And so tonight we celebrate the fact that we created the miracle of Chanukah. You know why the miracle lasted for 7 days, that it burned? Because there was day number 1 that we fought to find that little cruse of oil. And because we created that miracle of fighting the Greeks and beating them and finding that cruse of oil, that's why the 7 subsequent days of miracles occurred. But day number 1 was the miracle that we initiated and the miracle that we created. And that's why it's interesting. Tonight we start saying Al Hanisim. In the Al Hanisim we say, B'mei Matisyo ben Yochanan Kohen Gadol. The days of Matisyo ben Yochanan Kohen Gadol. You know, a lot of times people talk about eras. The 1900s, the 1800s, the 20s, the 30s. In Judaism, we don't talk about eras. We talk about people. In the days of Mordechai and Esther, in the days of Matisyo. Why? Because it's the individuals that created these eras. Their actions brought about the miracles of these eras. So therefore we attribute it to them. And the lesson is in our own personal lives. How do you create a miracle? You do something beyond your natural comfort zone. When you go above and beyond your normal nature, then you are initiating and you are creating a miracle. And maybe that's why David Ben-Gurion once famously said that a Jew who doesn't believe in miracles just isn't a realist. Because for us, creating miracles is the story of our existence for thousands of years. And so when we light the menorah, especially in the first night of Chanukah, let's think about which miracles we could create right now that God will support us if we take the right action to initiate these miraculous events for ourselves, for our communities, and for the world.